To the bottom of Biden's AutoPen use and the alleged cover-up of his cognitive decline, but in a hearing yesterday, Democrats turned the other way. Watch.
Several events have demanded this committee's immediate attention. The horrific assassination in Minnesota, the treatment of our colleague Senator Padilla by federal agents in Los Angeles, and President Trump's unprecedented deployment of the U.S. military in Los Angeles. Apparently, armchair diagnosing former President Biden is more important.
I'm going to tell you what I think is a cover-up. This big, beautiful bill done by reconciliation.
Both of those Democrats, which you saw, included the ranking member on the committee, Dick Durbin, actually walking out of the hearing. Fox News contributor and New York Post columnist Miranda Devine joins us now. Good morning, Miranda. Thank you for joining us. Look, was this just simply admission by default that Democrats are now just walking out because they can't face the truth?
And good morning, Griff. Absolutely exactly what it was. It's such a cop-out. They don't have any excuse for allowing an adult president to stay in that role and endanger the country. So they're just walking out, making a big show of it, pretending that they're virtuous when they're not. They had a duty to protect the country and they failed to exercise it. It was obvious to all of us that there was something wrong with President Biden, and it must have been crystal clear to them because they met with him. And if they weren't meeting him as regularly as they should have, that also was a clue. So they failed, and now they don't want to be shown up because they're embarrassed. And this is an important issue. It's not just looking in the back, rear view mirror. It's not armchair diagnosing. It's not gossip. It's serious because we need to know who was running the country at the time when Biden presided over all these disasters, one of which we're seeing play out in the Middle East. But he also allowed hundreds, if not thousands, of Iranian and Chinese terrorists into this country, which is a ticking time bomb.
You're right, Miranda. I mean, look, we don't know if any of these Democrats who chose not to attend the hearing know who was running the country. I thought it was fascinating. Had they stayed, they would have seen Senator Ted Cruz had charts showing multiple uses of the AutoPen use, sort of laying it out there. That might have benefited them if they really don't want to hear. This is some of what they missed in the hearing they skipped out on. Watch this.
When the Biden White House stripped 440 White House hard passes from independent journalism, they were attempting to control the narrative.
That first year of the presidency, 78 executive orders he signed by hand. 100% of the executive orders issued in 2022 were signed by an AutoPen.
We found that of the 51 clemency warrants issued during the Biden presidency, over half, 32 in total, were signed with an AutoPen.
I think the question, Miranda, is even if the Democrats are just going to boycott it and not participate, will the truth, will we finally ultimately one day know the truth as to who is running the country?
Well, we know that Congress, that the Oversight Committee is calling 5 of Joe Biden's closest aides, including Anthony Bernal, who was Jill Biden's factotum, who was very close to both Jill and Joe Biden right through to the end. So if one of them, is honest and speaks up about what they saw behind closed doors, we may get closer to the truth. I think it's going to be difficult, but there may be charges laid against people for it's fraud to sign a document without the president knowing.
That's going to be really interesting to watch, and that guy, Anthony Bernal, dubbed Jill Biden's work husband. We'll see what he has to say. Meanwhile, it's always great to hear what you have to say, Miranda Devine. Thank you for taking time today.
Thanks, Griff.
All right. Children.